Hey guys, this is Nick from forexfornoobs.com with the midday analysis. Today is Tuesday the 21st of November 2017 and the time is 10:08 here in the UK. You're looking at an AUD 12-hour chart, but we're going to switch to the daily real quick. Today's analysis, we're going to be looking for reversals and continuations across all of these pairs. Well, most of these pairs, not these two. I'm going to get rid of them. So, let's get started. Alright, so what's AUD doing? Well, it's come down to this, close to the support area, but it's bouncing away just before it. So, not really much opportunity to enter a trade here. It bounced away before our support area. Yeah, nothing much going on there. Alright, AUD New Zealand, what's going on with this? AUD New Zealand is bouncing away from this resistance area again. It's had 3 attempts at bouncing away. The first time I'm going to zoom in so I can explain this a bit better. So, trended down very slowly, came up, tested the resistance area, bounced away. Hit support, came up to resistance, bounced away, but it didn't really get that far away this time before coming back to it. So what are we seeing here? Is there potential to take a short trade? There is definitely potential to take a short trade here, a short continuation, but in my estimate, it's just a bit too risky. Now, just because it's risky for me, it doesn't mean that it's risky for everyone. Actually, that doesn't sound right. What I mean is, just because I consider it too risky, it doesn't mean that you need to consider it too risky. Everyone has their own level of risk tolerance. But yeah, for me, this is just too risky. If I were going short, I'd be concerned about it stalling here again. And as of right now, there is no real short setup because it's still pushing up. So, you know, if you're looking for a potential short on AUD New Zealand, wait at least until price stalls on this resistance area. Right now, it's not stalling, but it appears like it could. But anyway, for me, this is not a setup, so I'm going to move on to AUD USD. AUD USD is sitting just above the support area, so there's nothing here that I would want to trade. I need it to come down to the support area before I consider a trade on this pair. CAD JPY, not a pair I commonly trade. It's broken below the support area and now it's forming indecision. So yeah, there's nothing much here. I mean, it could come back up to here and continue down, but we're going to have to just wait and see what it does. Euro AUD. Now, I entered a Euro AUD short last week. Didn't really work out too well. Managed to get out with a very minor loss. Which is kind of annoying because it has pushed up and now it's turning around and it's heading towards my target. But realistically, my stop loss would have had to be all the way up here. So it just, it wasn't that great. Euro GBP. Oh, who shorted Euro GBP on the daily last week? I think there was, I can't remember if, we talked about this last... Oh, yeah, we did. We talked about this setup last week. I shared this as a potential setup. I didn't enter myself, but I know a few of you entered. Anyone here who shorted and is still short? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Alright, so no point really discussing this. Well, no point discussing it in too much depth. To anyone who is still short, because I'm pretty sure there's a few of you out there who took this trade, because I remember getting emails about it and Skype messages. So if you're still short, this looks to be going well. Probably best to hold it and see how it plays out. Euro JPY, what's this doing? Stalling on top of the support area, but yeah, there's not much opportunity here for a trade, in my opinion. Any trade I'd want to take, I'd want to have my stop loss below this recent low, and that stop loss would just be too wide, so I'm not going to do anything with Euro JPY. Euro New Zealand has broken above resistance, coming back down to test this former resistance area, which is now probably going to act as support. So let's keep a close eye on this. It's not really doing anything right now, but if it falls down into here and it stalls, might give us opportunity for a continuation setup. But right now it's not doing anything, so let's go on to Euro USD. Euro USD has fallen back into this support area. It's stalling right now, but there's not much opportunity there for a setup, at least not one I would want to take. So seems like a boring Monday, a boring Tuesday so far. GBP AUD has broken above resistance. Let's get a new resistance area there. That one looks okay for now. It's pushing away from this resistance area. Let's see what happens. I'm actually pretty interested in this. If it pushes back up to this area and stalls here, that might give us a nice short opportunity. But as of right now, it's not doing that. So a lot of what we're seeing so far today, it could turn into setups in the next few hours, in the next maybe even 12, 16 hours, something like that. But right now, they're just heading towards areas of support resistance. So it's all pretty boring at the moment. But just because we don't find any setups right now, doesn't mean there won't be setups later today. GBPUSD, there is a potential short here, I guess you would call it. But, I mean, this pair has been moving so messily that I'm very apprehensive about taking a short here. Now, let me explain why I see a potential short here. We've got this really strong resistance area up here, this one. It's a pretty strong resistance area. It's sitting at around about the 132.65. Now, price has made two attempts, or actually, no, we could call it three. Three attempts at breaking this. That was attempt one, this was a smaller attempt two, and this was another attempt. It hasn't quite managed to break it. Not significantly anyway. I mean, this was kind of a break, but not significant breaks. So now it's making a fourth attempt. Is it going to break it this time? Who knows? But very possibly not. Because right now it's stalling pretty heavily at this area. So let's keep a close eye on it. This might give us a trade, but my concern with this as a short setup is that every time it gets through, well, with the exception of that once, but every time it tries to get through here, we can see that it just goes and just slows down. This time it bounced fully from here. On its way back up, it just took forever. Now, there was one time, obviously, where it just crashed straight through. But overall, this whole area in between support resistance is just a complete and utter mess. So obviously that's going to make me apprehensive about taking a short trade, because I really don't want to take a short trade and just have it stuck here for several days, for over a week. That would be just tedious. So let's keep a close eye on it. Let's see what it does. Might turn into a trade, but it's doesn't right now look like something I'd want to trade. We need a new support area here. Should we place it there? Well, that lines up pretty nicely with the recent bounces. I think we will place it there. That lines up with this too. So New Zealand JPY has hit the support area and reacted pretty strongly, I guess you'd say. What I'm looking for is price to fall back down into this area, because right now it's pulled away, so there's nothing really much going on New Zealand JPY. New Zealand USD, nothing much going on here either, guys. USD CAD, yeah, it's kind of stuck on this support resistance area. There's nothing much going on there. USD CHF, I'm still long on USD CHF. Seems to be going well right now. Was going bad before the weekend. I was really considering closing. Somewhat glad I didn't, but it was a pretty big risk keeping it open over the weekend. I had two positions that are going into the weekend, and I had to decide which one to keep open. I decided on USD CHF, but as the weekend closed, I came to somewhat regret that decision. But regardless, it has turned around, and it is going up. So this setup might hit target after all, but it's going to be it would have been well, no. If it hits target, it's going to be a long period in which this trade was held to hit target, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, anyone still in USD CHF? Or have all of you guys closed out? Nice little continuation set up here on USD JPY. It's a bit late to enter because it's already triggered. Is anyone short on this currently? I'm getting no responses today. No one's talking to me. Oh, Evan, thank you. Thank you for responding to me. Yeah, there's a chance I might head up a little higher. It looks like a decent continuation setup. Presuming that a short downtrend has started, but yeah, I didn't enter it. But yeah, there's a good chance it's going to go up a little higher and hit this resistance area. It was probably a good call because it was a little bit below the area. All right. Take a quick look at gold and silver. Ranging tightly right now. Both of them are ranging tightly right now. So yeah, not much I'm going to do there. So today's analysis is it's pretty boring. Nothing really much going on. There's a GBPUSD setup, but it's not the best of setups. Let's keep a close eye on GBPUSD. Let's see how it plays out over the coming hours. I will update on the forum if I do enter this trade. What I'm looking for essentially is indecision to form on top of this resistance area, or even where it is now. That would be fine by me. So that would happen on either the daily or maybe... Nah, the daily. I'm looking for this on the daily. I might be tempted to enter on a smaller time frame, but it's unlikely. Ash, GBP New Zealand daily short. I hate these New Zealand crosses, but let's do it. Let's get some support resistance areas up on here. I love that they finally fixed support resistance. On trading view. Well, I mean, not support resistance, but they finally fixed this tool. Alright, I think these support resistance areas are pretty solid. I know I placed them real quick, but it's real obvious, really. I mean, this bottom one has really strong bounces there. Then it has two smaller bounces here. So quite a strong area of support resistance. And this other one has a major recent bounce. And remember, with support resistance, recent data is always most important. And now it's stalling here again. Okay, and if we go back to 2015, it seems like it bounced from this area very, very significantly several times. So these are solid support resistance areas. Price is stalling pretty heavily on this resistance area. Good call. Good call, Ash. I mean, I'm not a big fan of these New Zealand crosses. I just don't like New Zealand crosses. As you pointed out last week, Ash, you asked, why is New Zealand even a major pair? And my answer was it's a major pair because a lot of people trade it. But that doesn't really make it a good pair. Not all majors are good pairs. I really just don't like New Zealand. It's generally a pretty messy pair. Well, a pretty messy currency in all the pairs. But that being said, this setup looks pretty solid. So, and it is stalling significantly for 3 days now. It poked above it, but it couldn't manage it. Then this candle stalled here, and now we're getting a third candle stalling, or a second candle stalling, I guess. Let's keep an eye on GBP New Zealand. This could give us a nice short trade. It certainly looks better than the GBPUSD short trade. AUD, JPY, Evan, yeah, we looked at that earlier, but my support area is lower. New Zealand JPY, yeah, again, my support area is lower. So to summarize, today we have GBPUSD and GBP New Zealand setups. Thanks for watching the analysis. I hope it was useful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button below. In case you missed it, Forex Mastermind, my online training course and forum, is now open for enrollment for a few days. Check it out by clicking the link below this video. Also, for instant notifications when I post analysis or other cool videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Once the setups I share in this analysis trigger, I post live updates as I manage the trade, such as my entry, exit, stop, and when to get out of the trade. For these updates, add me on Facebook or Twitter by clicking the buttons below. I'll see you in the next video.